On the night of November 3, 1984, 17-year-old Lisa McVey finished a late shift at a fast food restaurant in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, just after midnight. She climbed onto her bicycle and began the familiar ride home. The streets were quiet, the night calm, and nothing about the moment suggested that her life was about to change forever. Lisa's home life was difficult. She lived with her grandmother in an environment that offered little comfort or stability, and the bike ride home often felt like a brief escape. That night was no different until a car slowed beside her, before Lisa could react. A man threatened her with a gun, pulled her off her bicycle, and forced her into the vehicle. Her bike was left behind on the roadside as the car disappeared into the darkness. Lisa McVey had vanished. For the next 26 hours, Lisa was held captive by Bobby Joe Long, a serial rapist and murderer who had been terrorizing the Tampa Bay area. Long's victims were often found weeks later, many unidentified, their stories never told. Lisa would become the only known woman to survive him. From the moment she was taken, Lisa made a critical decision. If she wanted to live, she had to stay calm and think clearly. While blindfolded in the car, she began counting turns, listening closely to traffic patterns, road surfaces, and how long the drive lasted. She memorized every sound, every stop, and every movement. When she was taken inside Long's apartment, Lisa continued to observe silently. She counted the steps between rooms and memorized the layout. She noted textures beneath her hands and feet, paid attention to smells, background noise, and any visual detail she could catch. She treated her captivity like a crime scene when she might later need to describe in order to survive. Lisa also understood the importance of human connection. She spoke calmly to her captor and told stories designed to make him see her as a person rather than an object. Investigators would later say this emotional strategy likely played a major role in why she was eventually released. At the same time, Lisa was thinking ahead. She deliberately touched surfaces inside the apartment and the car, hoping to leave behind fingerprints. She memorized the vehicle's color and distinctive features. She listened for nearby highways and traffic patterns that might help police locate the area. Bobby Joe Long believed he was in control. He believed Lisa would never be able to identify him. He believed fear would keep her silent, just as it had silenced others. After more than a day, Long drove Lisa to a remote area and released her, warning her not to look back and not to tell anyone what had happened. He believed she would disappear into silence. He was wrong. Lisa made her way to a nearby house and contacted the police. Despite being physically and emotionally exhausted, she gave investigators an extraordinarily detailed account of her abduction. She described the route, the apartment, the car, and the man who took her. Some officers initially struggled to understand how she could remember so much, but one detective, Larry Pinkerton, of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, listened carefully. He recognized that Lisa wasn't guessing, she was remembering. Using her information, investigators narrowed their search. Lisa's description of the vehicle led police to focus on a red Dodge Magnum. Her memory of landmarks and traffic patterns helped identify the area where Long lived. Account matched evidence from other unsolved cases involving missing and murdered women. Within days, police identified Bobby Joe Long as a suspect and placed him under surveillance. On November 16, 1984, officers stopped him. He was driving the exact type of vehicle Lisa had described. A search of his apartment revealed evidence linking him not only to Lisa's kidnapping, but to multiple murders. Fibers and physical evidence connected him to a string of crimes that had haunted the community for months. The pieces finally fit. Bobby Joe Long was arrested. Following his arrest, Long confessed to multiple violent crimes. He admitted to murdering at least 10 women and to committing numerous sexual assaults. He was convicted on multiple charges and sentenced to death in the state of Florida. At trial, Lisa McVey took the stand. She faced the man who had abducted her and testified with calm precision. The same attention to detail that had saved her life now helped secure justice for women who never had the chance to speak. Lisa's story did not end there. Despite the trauma she endured, she chose an extraordinary path. She joined the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, the very agency that investigated her case. She went on to serve for many years as a deputy, working to protect children and support victims of violent crime for more than 3 decades. Bobby Joe Long remained on death row. In 2019, he was executed by lethal injection. Lisa McVey was present. She later said she attended not out of revenge, but for closure for herself and for the women whose voices were silenced. Today, Lisa McVey's case is remembered as one of the most extraordinary survival stories in criminal history, not because she escaped by chance, but because she stayed calm, paid attention, and refused to give up. Her courage helped stop a serial killer. Her memory helped solve multiple murders, and her voice ensured the truth could never be erased. This is not just a story about crime. It is a story about survival, intelligence, and the power of one person to change the outcome even in the darkest moments. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like the video and subscribe for more true crime cases told with accuracy and respect.